On this episode of the Whiskey Tornado, we review Jack Daniel's Bonded Bourbon. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Tornado. Today, we are reviewing a great value bourbon for you. It's Jack Daniel's Bonded. It's a bottled and bond bourbon coming in at 100 proof at a really good price. So I'm excited to review it for you guys today. Give it the Whiskey Tornado score. If you want to see where other bourbons have ranked in my reviews for the year, you can go to whiskeytornado.com. You will see exactly where everything is ranked. For those of you new to the Whiskey Tornado, I'll quickly explain our scoring system. If you've heard this a million times, use the timestamps below. Skip ahead to the section you want to see. Here on the Whiskey Tornado, we have 7 categories. We really like to take a deep dive into each bourbon. The first 2 categories are handicapped. Those are appearance and availability. Then we move on to the important stuff. We talk about the nose, palate, finish, body, and value. Every category has a score of 0 to 1, 0.5 being an average score. At the end, we add all those categories up. Any score of 3 or better is bar worthy, meaning it is safe to buy. You will love having that bourbon on your bar. Any score of 4 or better is bunkersome, just in case the bourbon you love is no longer made. All right, guys, with all that being said, let's get into the appearance of Jack Daniel's Bonded. All right, guys, so for me, this is better than a lot of other Jack Daniel's bottles as far as appearance goes. It's not as good as the single barrels or, of course, the single barrel proof Jack Daniel's bottles, but it is a step up from their other offerings. But it's still just an average bottle to me. I do like the cork. It's light, but it snaps in really nice. But for me, it's still just an average rating as far as appearance goes. Now, at this moment in time, the availability is not great, but this is a newer bottle. A lot of people are chasing after it. I imagine as time goes on, you know, this isn't a super aged bourbon. It's bottled in bond, so it's at least 4 years old. I think these are going to be kind of easy to find, but I'm not sure. That's why availability is always a handicapped category for my scoring system, because it's a sliding scale. At this very moment, I did find this on the shelf. So I'm going to give it an average score, but I bet that goes up as time goes on. All right, guys, let's get a pour of this, get into the important stuff, get into the nose. Now, I will tell you guys, I've had just a little bit of this because I never like to do a review on a fresh crack. So I did pour a little bit of this a couple days ago. What surprised me on my first impressions was I got a little bit of minerality like I get on George Dickel products. So I don't know if that's from the charcoal mellowing process, but I did get a little minerality. I'm interested to see, now that the bottle sat a couple days and opened up a little bit, if I get that again. So we're gonna swirl it around in the glass, coat the glass, and let's take a smell of this. It's nice, not blowing my socks off. There's a good rich caramel note there on the nose. Getting a little bit of fruitiness. Normally on Jack Daniel's, you know, I get, especially on the single barrel proofs, you get that banana nut bread, but I'm not getting that, honestly. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit fruitier. I don't get banana. And then for me, a very specific note I'm getting is if you open like green Jolly Ranchers, the green apple Jolly Ranchers, that's kind of what this smells like on the nose to me. It's not your typical, on the nose, it's not your typical Jack Daniel's to me, but that's interesting. On the nose, we are going to give the score a 0.5. It's just an average nose to me. It's not off-putting. It's not bad. It's not blowing me away either. It's just average. All right, let's get into the palate and see if I taste any of that minerality that I was tasting the first time I opened this. Cheers, everybody. First sip. Oh, there is what I expect from Jack Daniels. A little bit of that banana, which honestly I did not get on the first time. Now, every time you taste a bourbon, depending on what you've had that day, depending on what time of day you taste bourbon, your taste is going to differ. So it is good to taste these things a couple times before you decide whether you like it or not. Honestly, I did not get any of the minerality that I got the first time I tasted this. So that's good. We're headed in the right direction here. I was worried when I had a first pour of this. Second sip. Big caramel notes, big banana notes like I would expect from Jack Daniels. Tons of barrel spice. Man, at 100 proof, it's bottled and bond, so we know it's at least 4 years old. 100 proof. Good viscosity for a $35 bourbon. We're going to get into the value a little bit later, but that is really nice. It's that could easily be a daily sipper. I think that's going to compete with the likes of like Green River, Evan Williams 1783 that I've ranked highly this year for your budget bourbons. This is right there. Yeah, the barrel spice on the back end is really, really nice. Good viscosity, good weight. This is really good. Man, this might be my new favorite daily drinker. I don't know for sure. I'm getting a long finish too, guys. This is a good $35 bourbon. Wow. When I started this review, I thought I was going to rank it lower just because I tasted minerality that first time and it really puts me off. But I'm getting none of that now. It's actually a very nice bourbon for $35. You get caramel, you get banana, you get tons of barrel spice on the back end. This is better than average. We're going to give the palate a 0.6. All right, moving on to the finish. Again, I mean, for a $35 bourbon, it's probably one of the better finishes for that price range. It's not going to blow your socks off, but it's a good enough finish where it's really enjoyable. I'm going to give it better than average as well. We're going to go 0.6 on the finish. Moving on to the body. This has got good weight, good proof, good viscosity. It's oily. It hangs around long enough. It's a 0.6, better than average as well. All right, moving on to our final category of value. This was again a $35 bottle, so it fits right in there with Green River. Evan Williams 1783 was about 22 to 25, so a little bit less, so the value score on that would probably be a little bit higher, but this is still a great value for what you're getting. Great bourbon. Jack Daniels has been really stepping it up lately. We're going to give the value a 0.8. All right, guys, that brings our overall final Whiskey Tornado score for Jack Daniels Bonded to a 3.6, making it bar worthy. Also making it one of the higher budget bourbons that I've rated this year. Again, it's really going to be fun to put this in a blind with Green River and Evan Williams 1783. This definitely goes in my favorite daily drinker category. So far, I haven't been overly thrilled with the offerings coming out in 2022, but this is a welcome addition for a good, affordable bottle that you can drink every day. It's got good proof, good spice, good flavors. Not super complex, but better than average for $35. You know you're getting a bottled and bond bourbon. So you cannot beat that for that price. I really, really like this bottle, which surprises me because the first time I had it, I wasn't crazy about it. So I'm interested to know if you guys open this and do a fresh crack on it, if you get any of that minerality that I got, or maybe my palate was just weird that day, but I'm not picking up any of it right now. So I absolutely love it. It's a buy for me. It is definitely bar worthy at a 3.6. For a $35 bourbon. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Jack Daniels. Have you had the bonded or the sweet mash bourbon that they just released? I'm interested to hear your guys' opinions. As always, you can go to whiskeytornado.com and find photography, merchandise, and my Whiskey Tornado scores for the year. All right, guys, I hope this helped you decide what to buy and what to leave on the shelves. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next review. Yeah, man, that is solid stuff. Good job, Jack Daniels.
Ooh.